welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Today we're going to talk about how actor Danny Trejo has become a real-life hero and Emily Ratajkowski's essay on feminism. Plus, singer-songwriter Elle Varner joins the table. But first,
I don't know, the big breakup happened. Miley and Liam are done, and she's out in Italy living her best life.
wow.
Oh my God, I was so excited when I saw these photos of Miley and Caitlyn. However, I do still feel a little bad about Miley and Liam, just because we've talked about this on the show before, but it's like, you see these couples that are together for so long, and then they're married for like a day, and it's like the nail in the coffin. It's so weird.
Both couples, they were together for years, married for like a year or slightly less than a year, and then it just imploded.
Yeah, but these photos are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, these photos are great. I am very happy that Caitlyn got away from Brody, because if you watch The Hills, the way he speaks to her is so sad.
Yeah.
Like the things he says to her, I'm like, oh, this is what happens on camera. I'm scared for you when the cameras aren't there.
Right.
Yeah, he just is very rude and just like kind
He's
of like
entitled.
Yeah, I didn't like the way he treated her. So I'm so happy that she's free, and yeah, that they're, you know, I mean, I wouldn't have put them together.
Right.
I thought, you know, Miley and me were a better match, but you know, I guess she likes bloggers.
Yeah, your tweets were really funny, actually. That's like, you're like, now you can get to Miley.
Oh my God.
What's fascinating, though, is Miley was always open that marriage wasn't really, like, stereotypically, like, important to her. Like, she loved Liam and their relationship, and she was very much a queer person in a hetero relationship for him because she loved him. And I think they probably had an arrangement where she could still be free and express herself, where they would have people in their marriage. But something tells me that he's just actually pretty conservative. And I think he probably had a hard time with whatever arrangement they had. And she very much is a free spirit and had to be out there.
Yeah, I don't know if they had an arrangement, but I definitely feel like we've seen like 4 headlines in the last year that is like, I'm queer, but I'm with Liam.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, it's hard to not
I'm
think,
not a wife. I don't like that label.
yeah,
She's been very
it's
anti.
hard to not think that that has like been a huge part of the sort of like dissolution of this marriage.
Totally. And she's so young, and I think when it comes down to when you are someone who's outspoken about your queerness and you're wanting to experience that, in the end, as much as you love someone, a relationship ties you down. And she probably just, I'm 26 years old. Why do I do this right now?
God, she's 26.
I would not be surprised if they end up back together. It seems like the nature of their relationship. They break up, get back together, break up. They clearly have a deep love for each other. So yeah, I'm just happy for her, happy for Caitlyn. I think Miley kind of alluded to Brody's behavior on Instagram when Brody and his friend kind of made offhanded comments about like this whole scandal. Miley wrote back like, "Go to your truck and cool off for a little bit."
Yeah.
It seems like she was like, "You have some issues." You need
I
to
mean,
figure out."
yeah, the fact that Brody Jenner is like all over their photos commenting like hot girl summer and stuff like that doesn't make you look cool.
He
That
deleted
makes you
it.
look so lame. Like you're just sitting at home stalking them, trying to sound cool.
Right. Or is it like a passive aggressive hot girl summer? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just, whatever it is, it's like you're lame. They're out in Italy. You're somewhere commenting on their photos. That's never a good look.
Never. a good
Yeah,
look.
like
Meanwhile,
Brandon Lee was like, why don't we take some photos making out? And I was like, Brandon Lee, nobody wants to see that. No
Right.
one wants to see you making out with anyone. Actually, I think there's like a total request for you to just delete your Instagram.
Yeah.
Why are you on The Hills at all?
Meanwhile, Liam, although they're not divorced yet, you know, he's back on the market. So
I don't know.
That's true.
I'm just saying he is very eligible and beautiful. And seems like
Absolutely.
a
And
good
he's
guy.
handling this well.
abs.
He's being very classy
He
about
looks
it.
like that. He'll be fine.
And he's like, he looks and you're like, oh, I'm good. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Was Caitlyn, I don't know her last name.
Jenner.
Well, not anymore.
Oh.
Not that Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
With Caitlyn Carter, was she ever outspoken about any queerness?
Not that I know of. Yeah.
that I
I
know
actually I was looking for that today because I was like, oh, you know, but no, I don't think people really knew who she was, though, outside of Brody.
Yeah,
So I think we just
right.
didn't know anything about her.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck. It's official. This year's Emmy Awards, scheduled to air September 22nd on Fox, will be hostless. Fox Entertainment CEO Charlie Collier confirmed the news, saying, "You have to look at trade-offs. If you have a host and opening number that's 15 to 20 minutes, you don't have to salute the shows."
And they say that because there was a lot of big shows that ended this year, from
Yeah.
Game of Thrones to Veep to Orange is the New Black.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. I mean, it is like the end of an era of TV. So I actually did like that that was the reasoning. I think the reality is they couldn't find somebody who wanted to do it, but I thought that that was a good explanation for why.
And Fox doesn't have a late night host, so there's
Right.
not an easy person to go to, while NBC and CBS and all have 2 people they could possibly go to. Yeah, I mean, I love a host. I love watching someone make a monologue, opening video, kind of celebrate the year in television or film. But I totally get the Oscars had a lot of success this year. There was a very streamlined, shorter award show. So I get it why they're like, why stress out and put someone possibly could do a mediocre job. We can just produce a great show.
But did you miss, I know you like a host, but did you miss one at the Oscars? I really didn't.
Yeah, I think the presenters are so much better than just the hosts. I feel like at the end of the day, with the viral moments, they're never like, remember when the host did this?
Right.
It's always like, oh God, the host, shut the fuck up. And I'm saying this as a host who should shut the fuck up.
I liked when Ellen hosted the Oscars. That was a while back. Like, I remember Ellen and Billy Crystal, and I enjoyed that. But ever since then, no. I haven't enjoyed it.
There's been so many slip-ups that, like, well, Jimmy Kimmel said it is really a no-win situation, a thankless job. He actually has done a pretty good job at it, but
I don't
for the
care
most
for it.
part. But not,
That's the thing.
Even him, think about it.
Yeah.
He's done
So
a good
subjective.
job, and it still sucks.
Right. Yeah, it's really hard. I mean,
It's like you're killing it, and the show's bad.
I once read an article like it's like you have to capture with those award shows enough jokes to inside the room to get it, enough Hollywood jokes, yet enough jokes that general public also understand as well. So you're trying to play like 2 different faces almost in one job.
Which is why Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, I think, were such a good duo because they, they wrote these shows for network TV so they sort of understand the audience, but obviously they're really sarcastic and witty. And I feel like when they hosted, they were able to do that balance.
And the Golden Globes, since it's such a, relatively speaking, a low budget award show compared to other ones, it really just, they're the big personality.
Yeah.
There's no big numbers, there's no big like videos, it's just them that they did a good job of showcasing their talent.
Yeah, I wonder, what do you guys think? Do you think this is the end of the host? Do you think like the host will be eliminated now? I know there's been lots of talks of the end of like celebrity, We've covered that story a lot on here. What do you think? There's no more Hollywood stars and now there's no more hosts.
What's happening?
We're in a dark time.
Wow.
Icebergs are melting.
Icebergs are melting. The country's falling apart. We don't have someone to host the Emmys. I mean,
This is bad. Global warming took away hosts.
But I feel like they never put in hosts. Like, I do think it almost is, really the end of the host era because there aren't anybody, like, people aren't as multi-hyphenated as they used to be. And you really have to be like a quadruple threat, like a Jamie Foxx, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to do everything, and that's so much pressure. You can't just be a straight-up comedian anymore. You have to be able to sing and dance and, like, do backflips.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
Damn, everybody started being all talented and now the pressure is on. Remember when you could just be a mediocre bitch and make it?
I miss those days.
That's how I got
I'm on the
here.
wrong time, clearly. This was 20 years ago. I'd be a huge star.
I think it was the 90s.
That is true. If it was the 90s, we would all be super famous.
This show would be the biggest show in the world. You kidding me?
God damn.
Well, actor Danny Trejo came to the rescue of a baby that was trapped in an overturned car last week. The Machete star who once faced the death penalty is now being praised as a lifesaver. Take a look.
This morning, actor Danny Trejo turning into a real-life action star, helping save a young child after this dramatic car crash in Los Angeles Wednesday.
What we saw was a lady ran a red light, crashed into that little Explorer, flipped it over.
Trejo was nearby and instantly rushed in to help, making a beeline for the overturned vehicle.
There was a baby inside and a grandma. Because I crawled in, I couldn't get the baby out, I couldn't unbuckle the seatbelt.
But like every good hero, the Machete star soon got reinforcements. Another good Samaritan joining Trejo to help the actor free the child from his car seat.
I was trying to unfasten him, got him unfastened, and he pulled him out.
The only thing that saved that little kid was his car seat, honest to God.
Okay, really quick, I want to say that one of the questions on our cards says best PR campaign ever or legit? It's definitely legit. Like,
No, he is an amazing publicist. Don't question the publicist. Publicist arranges all to happen. LA publicists, they're incredible.
they put the baby in the car seat, tip the car over. It's like, no, it's real and it's terrifying.
That's, yeah.
Who knows? Could be fake. Just like the moon landing.
God. Alley conspiracy hour, here it comes.
I mean, the flag waved. So.
And there's no wind in space.
There's
you're right.
no ground. I don't understand. Why would the flag wave like that? So for me, baby or bust, bust. This is not, this is not true.
So wait, if you think the moon landing is fake, then you definitely think the Earth is flat, right?
I do think that the earth is flat, but I'm quiet about that.
I know, but don't you feel like you live like a good life? Like nothing could happen to us. We could be like, the Earth is flat, and we're not gonna like lose our jobs. So wait, we already.
I recognize Danny from a bunch of movies and TV shows, from everything from Spy Kids to Sons of Anarchy. So I didn't know his history. He,
With babies.
With babies, but
No, he was in prison.
He was in prison for attempted robbery, for stabbing a sailor. He was a boxer in prison. He was a recovering alcoholic, recovering drug addict.
Dude, he did weed when he was 8.
Yeah.
And when he was 12, he started doing heroin.
Yeah.
This dude is cool.
He actually was on his way back from murdering Jeffrey Epstein when he found that baby.
Yeah. Hillary Clinton hired him. Okay, Lucas?
Danny Trejo.
How dare you? She is busy releasing her book on gutsy women.
I don't know.
But I need an alibi.
What a good
I
alibi.
need to know where she was.
I've been
when the murder
releasing my
happened.
book. I saw tons of different edits of her dressed like a little officer.
Yeah, okay.
And I think it's an
How
inside
has
job.
Hillary Clinton not had a breakdown where she's just like, if I could kill people, I would have covered up that BJ?
Yeah.
Like,
If Hillary Clinton could kill people, we would be bowing down to Supreme Leader Hillary Rodham Clinton, and she would have fixed climate change by now. But she can't, okay? Back to Danny.
I love Danny. Danny is like so cool. He has a taco restaurant in LA. He has a donut shop
Ooh,
in
what's
LA.
it called?
It's Danny's Tacos.
No,
It's
it's-
Danny's Donuts.
It has his name and
Trejo's
everything, but they're really successful.
they're really good.
They're so good. And I just think he's a
Oh.
man with like a heart of gold.
See, I
Look
love
at
to see
him.
the softer side of him because he does look like a crazy axe murderer
Yeah.
like 95% of the time. But look how happy he is with
He
those tacos.
stabbed
He
a sailor with a
keeps
broken bottle.
pennies in those little
has-
bags under his eyes.
Yeah.
Coin person?
No, right? Don't you want to buy him those little jelly things
He
they
is
could put underneath?
I
so
think
his-
it's too
sexy.
late for those.
But he's 75, 74.
I think he's got to do that
Wow.
surgery
He
where
look-
they just cut your.
He's 75. He looks like he's 30.
Honestly, 1010 would still smash. Like, honestly, I mean, flip me in a car, dude.
Right.
Like, I'd love it.
And he got his
Wow.
first acting job because he was helping an actor with drug problems. He's a drug counselor, and they saw his tattoo
Yeah.
of what is it, a woman and
A
a
little cowboy.
cowgirl on his chest, and they cast him in the movie, and that's when he got his first acting job. They
Yeah.
got more and more roles. He's cool. I love a redemptive story.
I do love stories like that and there's a lot of actors who were like discovered in weird ways after like living entire lives before. There was a Danish actor we had here, and he had spent some time in jail as well, and then they like got him, and he was in Skyscraper opposite The Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A great film.
It's funny, his
Yeah.
teeth
Rolling
are,
molars.
his teeth are so white, but it does look like he eats cigarettes for every meal.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, what do you think? If your career doesn't work out like the traditional way, are you thinking about like maybe starting to murder some people, going to prison?
Yeah, I'll do it in reverse. I think
Yeah.
prison is my second act.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
As
like
we've
that.
discussed, I think I would really thrive in prison.
You would. You
Yeah,
would.
I do. I watched a lot of Orange is the New Black. I
If
understand the
you're good
dynamics.
to mama, mama's good to you.
Oh my God.
She's got the shoulders
That's
out.
the in the teeth of mama.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, Emily Ratajkowski is showing off her armpit hair for the Harper's Bazaar September 2019 issue. The model wrote about the definition of femininity and importance of embracing sexuality. This is armpit hair. This is more than our Halsey Rolling Stone cover. Like, if you're gonna
Yeah.
do armpit hair, just do it, baby.
Yes. I feel like this is like an old topic that I'm like, are we still talking about
Yeah.
armpit hair? And it's a little annoying, but I do totally respect Emily, and I do appreciate that she is a conventionally attractive person that's fighting the armpit hair fight, because like I think a lot of the people who taken that step out there are like already like, oh, she's a weirdo. It's like when I'm like, guys, body hair is cool, people are like, Shannon, you're a rat. Shut up. You know, but like now that Emily's saying it and she's
Right.
like accepted as like a real human.
Yeah.
Like that's dope.
I would
you
say
know?
that a lot of my male friends, she is the sexiest woman alive. She
Yeah.
is a standard of beauty for a lot of men in their like 20s. So it does seem like an act of rebellion a little more when she does it.
Yeah.
Because it's like she's in this really small box already, and she's like, no, really, I'm like a person, and I
Right.
can have free thought, and this is what I want to do.
yeah,
So I'm
I-
with you. It does it's an old topic, but sort of a new sort of person doing
That's
it.
the thing. Things don't really take until like the insiders, like the hot people
Yeah.
say like, you know what? I think gender equality is kind of cool. And then people are like, oh my God, like she said that should be real. Whereas like when the uglies say it, it just doesn't stick.
Because they can just like ignore your
They don't
words.
even see.
Yeah, I think so. With her being literally one of the hottest, probably
Yeah.
women alive, talking about women's choice and like sexuality and healthcare and body hair and everything, I think it's a really
Yeah.
important thing. Just because I think traditionally speaking in our society, beautiful women, people don't like actually hearing them speak.
That's true.
You know, and
That's
so
offensive to me.
we love hearing you speak, Ali. But so I think it's a big thing for her being bold. I think she said when she was protesting Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation, and she spoke about how even liberal people talked about how her lack of a bra. And I've thought about this too, because when I like write jokes at politics and stuff, sometimes my go-to by accident
It's
is
boobies.
Like, no, well, it's commenting on people like Elizabeth Warren's her outfit. Like,
Yeah.
what she was, and that's such a thing that's programmed in my mind. Like, oh, you need a joke, not even making fun of them, but like, as consistent as Elizabeth Warren wearing a jacket and a black shirt.
Yeah.
But why do we go to that? That's because we're programmed to automatically, first we look at a woman, it's their outfit, let's comment on that.
Yeah, it's the easiest joke
Yeah.
or the easiest thing to see.
So I think her saying that's kind of interesting too. Just I realize that in myself, and
Yeah.
I don't mean to.
But let's talk about armpit. Why do people care if I have hair under my armpits? That's also like, I choose to shave mine. That's a choice I make. But like, why does that impact anybody else's existence?
It
Have we thought
doesn't. I
about
guess
that?
some people are just turned on and turned off to it. Like, why does that have to do with? It's great. Like, you could be turned on to whatever. I mean, whatever
That's what
does
I'm
it, but
saying.
then just keep it to yourself.
It almost
Unless you're
isn't
Jeffrey
even
Epstein.
like, I don't even think it's like about being turned on or turned off for some people. Some people honestly do get really angry
Yeah.
about it. Like, I was on a hike with a group of friends. Like, I went with my friend, and then it was like a bunch of people that she knew and I didn't know. And they were discussing one of their friends who was dating a girl with armpit hair. And they were like, yeah, I don't know. He always seemed like such a clean guy who like loves hygiene. And I was like, oh, like, you know, armpit hair isn't the lack of hygiene. Like,
still
it's just
bathes.
hair, yeah. Like, and I'm like, you have armpit hair, right? And like, it looked like the dude was like, would rather throw himself off the fucking cliff we were hiking on than like listen to me try to say that like body hair for women wasn't unhygienic.
Yeah.
Like, they really do think it's like dirty and gross. And I think because there's still like literally still so many people who think that women are just there to look good for them, that it's like it's totally offensive to them.
But you can equate it to facial hair. Next time, just be like, you have hair on your face that grows naturally. Is it not hygienic if you choose not to shave it or not?
Yeah.
It's like it's hair that's growing in a place.
And
Like, it
honestly, beard hair usually isn't.
is
hygienic.
probably
Yeah.
more gross than armpit hair.
Totally. And
Yeah.
it's a combination of what we associate with masculinity and femininity, and then
Yeah.
our false association with gender with those two things.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a combination of like having armpit hair is masculine, then you have to be a man instead of that's wrong, and then also it's wrong that masculinity has to do with men. So I think it's a whole combination of just things that are wrong.
Yeah,
Also-
man. How much longer are we gonna have these conversations for? Like, are they ever gonna stick? Like, I feel like we've known this for so long, and it's still talking to like the fucking morons out there who are like, it's bad, and you're like, how long is it gonna take for you to become like smart?
And I don't think it ever will. I think it's cyclical. I think it's something that we're just gonna keep, because women in the 60s didn't shave their armpits, and then we like go through these trends where we do, and then we come back. Same thing with like your vagina hair. Like the bush was in,
Your what?
now it's not, now it's back. Like, it's one of those things where I just think you just constantly will ebb and flow, go back and forth, and we'll never have like, people can just be who they wanna be.
I mean, we haven't had a woman president yet, so I think it's gonna be a while. I mean,
Also,
we
like,
get that.
enough with like needing your pussy hair to be shaved. Like, I'm not a baby.
That's
You know
where
what?
we're going though.
Fucking creepy with the fucking baby
I
thing.
agree.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's the baby voices. Baby voices are freaky. When people are completely smooth and they do a baby voice, you're like, I gotta call the cops on myself. Like, this is horrible.
I was gonna say, that's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Just that whole situation you just described.
It's out there, man. It's out there, and you're like, I was looking for an adult, and you're like 28. You're like, I want you, what you do? And you're like, no, I don't want the tutu.
Well, guys, now it's time for Candid Coffee. Each week, we'll answer a question that comes from you, our viewers. The question can be about anything, so if you want us to answer something, tweet us at BuildBrunch. Now, let's get candid. Here's the question of the week. Casey from Ann Arbor, Michigan asks, is there a basic life skill you've never learned?
Well, thank you, Casey.
So many.
Thanks so
many.
much, Casey.
Is there a basic life skill we've never learned?
I'll start off by saying that I just got, and you guys know this, I realized I have all these allergies. So I just went to an allergist, and I'm like gluten intolerant, wheat intolerant, dairy intolerant, tomatoes, egg whites. So 33 is the year that I've just stopped eating food. But up until this point, I've talked about how much I order in, and I just like can't anymore. And I realize I do not know how to cook. Literally, when like I'm reading, they're like, mince this, dice this, burn that. Like I have had to learn. I had to go buy utensils. I went and bought like a garlic mincer. I'm sure you guys know what that is. I didn't. So it's been a real growth couple of weeks.
Wow.
And for the first couple of days, I just ate popcorn and wine.
Yeah.
What are you eating now? What
Popcorn and wine still.
Yeah.
I did make these like chicken fajitas, but with like lettuce wraps instead of the like flour
that sounds
shells.
good.
Can you do corn tortilla?
Yeah, I could, but I used lettuce and I put chicken and then like made some pepper. See, I'm like fried some peppers,
Yeah.
skilleted some peppers.
I
I
want-
don't even know the word.
Skilleted.
What do you,
You don't
saute?
need the word.
Is it
yeah,
saute?
That's good.
I don't know how to cook. I want to like set my microwave on fire. Like I'm used to
That's a really good one. I think a lot of people don't
Yeah.
cook as much as they would like or don't know how to cook as well as they would like.
It can
So
be
especially
intimidating.
in like cities when like you can just order everything and it's
Yeah.
just right there for you. So that's a really good one.
Yeah.
When I like literally boiled pasta one time, I was like an achievement. I like boiled pasta, and I put some salt,
Wow.
sauce on it afterwards.
I'm really proud of you.
That was it. That was my cooking. I'm terrible at it.
Really? It's not. I feel like it's intimidating at first, but then once you start cooking, you realize it's not that hard. It's just kind of sometimes a timing issue. And I feel like then when you like start cooking, you learn how like good food can taste when you know how it was
Yes.
made. Like
Yeah.
it tastes so much better, I think, like than going to a restaurant personally.
Yeah.
Like,
But you also realize how poorly food can taste when it is not properly seasoned because you don't know how to season.
Yeah.
So I've been eating some bland ass chicken. It's
Oh, no.
sad.
Well, put some salt and
Brittany.
pepper
I
on
put
it.
salt, but then I get scared. I'm like, is it too much salt? And then I have garlic powder,
What?
and then I like overdo
Dude, you're
it.
like shaming
need
every
some
black
adobo.
person
And
ever
then I
right now.
make and then I make popcorn.
get
No.
like adobo seasoning, get
What
paprika.
about that
use
seasoning we
seasoned
got
salt.
from the guy? Remember the
Oh
guy
yeah,
brought in that?
I do use Lori's
Oh no, that's
seasoned salt.
Oh.
That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Don't laugh
I
at
like
me.
truffle salt.
You bougie.
I don't know how to do anything.
What are you guys not good at adulting? Was that the question? What was the question?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know I like okay. We're talking about like
Basic
survival
life skills,
instincts. I really wish that I had learned how to like farm my own food because
wow.
like when shit hits the fan
Yeah.
and it's gonna hit the fan, it would be great to actually know how to get your own food because supermarkets are gonna be done.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good
It's all
one.
gonna be.
That's
I
like
wish
the
that I
market.
There was a
could
food
learn it.
shortage happening in the world. The UN has just put out reports getting
Yeah.
really bad. if
Oh,
we don't fix
wow.
it.
So I would love to just buy like a tiny plot of land where I can be like, this is my kale.
After this, I think I would see you moving to like a remote place, having your land, your
Yeah.
plot of land. It's just Shannon's land, and you're just cooking, growing, cooking, doing it all.
Did you move back to Bayamon and just buy some land and just grow?
Maybe I don't know
Yeah.
that like the
can you grow down
Bayamon
there?
has that much land.
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
I don't know.
Maybe like Aguadilla. I don't know.
I just know you can't do it here.
Yeah, no, here it won't work. But we gotta find a place to plant because things are happening. You
Things are
know,
happening.
That's a
listen to
good
the
one.
hood healer. What we gotta start learning now.
Scares me too much.
I know.
Yeah, I feel like I can't think of a specific skill. I just feel like I wish I had a better managing of like my own time.
Yeah.
And like I think just learning how to like schedule and like fit in things like a doctor's appointment when you're an adult is hard. I have just gone on my own insurance for the first time.
Yeah.
And that's something that like you don't know how hard that is until you're doing it.
Yeah.
That is really confusing.
Deductibles and co-pays and
I'm
all
like,
these.
what are these words? I'm having conversations with someone on the phone, and I'm like, I'm trying to speak to you in a language I'm just learning.
Right.
Like she's like, you're this, you're that, you're uppity. Blah. I'm like, I don't know what any of this is.
Yeah.
And then like you can only have 20 visits, and then you meet your deductible, and then you have to pay, and you're like,
Ridiculous.
it's not
Yeah.
just free.
I know. It's so confusing.
That's why healthcare is our most important issue. People our age, but it's so complicated. It's
But
ridiculous. I've
You
been
guys
off.
went to college too. Like you're
But-
not like
I
you know
know. Yeah,
right.
uneducated. So it's like really scary to me when you guys can't figure it out. Because then I'm like, well, then it's not accessible.
Right.
Yeah.
Like anyone should be able to.
Well, I think there's like, this is following Allie's lead. There's like basic things we don't learn, and like going to best high schools, best colleges, like civics, car insurance,
Financial
health insurance,
literacy.
financial literacy, paying taxes, all those things that like I had to learn. I remember car insurance company when I got my car in LA was so hard to talk to. They oversold me insurance to get me to pay more money. Like when you go to changing a tire helped with that.
Changing a tire. That's a good one.
Well, that's basically mine. I had no idea how to do that.
Do you know how to tie a tie?
Yes, I had to teach myself from a YouTube video though, because
YouTube.
yeah, but that's how it works. But yeah, no, the basic thing, that tire changing one, I've helped out once and got my pants all stained because it was like, I can carry this, it's what I can do. But if I ever got in LA in an accident or a flat tire, I wouldn't know really what to do.
AAA.
Yeah, I guess that's
AAA.
right, call someone.
Yeah.
Man,
I know.
We're
Try
not
and
gonna
learn
survive.
what you can, guys.
We're all worthless.
Well, you guys, now it's time for today's guest. Elle Varner is a Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter known for her fan-favorite singles, Only Wanna Give It to You and Refill. Now she's returning to the music scene with her highly anticipated new album, Elevation. Here to tell us more is Elle Varner. Woo! Hey.
What's up?
Thanks for
Hi,
joining
thank
us.
you.
Welcome.
Hi,
Hello.
thank you.
I love your in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Just get this feel a little bit.
Oh, like a
Nice.
$4 vintage
I
tee.
love it.
Thanks for joining us. How are
Thank
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you, 7 years after the release of your debut album, you have blessed us with your new album, Elevation.
Yes.
What has the response been like?
It's been overwhelming. Like, everyone likes a different song, and if you're familiar with my music, I always have like an acoustic song, then an R&B song, then a kind of pop song, and so everyone likes something different.
Yeah.
I like
So
Army. That's my song.
walk us through the album and like what listeners can expect and like what your favorite tracks are.
It starts with the word feelings, and I think it puts you in your feelings. It's very musical. There's a lot of instrumentation on there, the boom bap drums that I always go back to. Stories, real stories. There's a song called 1 to 10 about how badly do you want to break up on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, so if you need to get back with your ex, play them this song. And yeah, it's just a journey, just like my journey the last 7 years.
Yeah.
It's colorful in that way.
Yeah. What was the inspiration behind the album?
It's just the place that I'm at. I've elevated through these last 7 years, and I just wanted to capture that. Like if it was a photo, that's what this album captures.
Right. Got you.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the journey you've been on, and you really
Yeah.
have been after your debut album. There was a lot of back and forth with your label, and so take me through what that experience taught you about the music industry.
It's the music industry. It's not like there's no HR, there's no, a lot of artists are talking about that it should come with therapy.
Yeah.
I had to get my own therapist.
Good for you.
But yeah, it's fine. It's the ones that last and are still touring, in their 60s and 70s, they all had to go through it at some point. Prince had to go through it. Michael, everyone, Stevie, to make the album he wanted to make, it took him so much. And we just know the music, but we don't know everything that happened behind it. So I'm a strong woman, and I'm proud of that, and I'm proud I persevered, and this is it.
And you ended up making this EP with an independent label.
My label, yeah, with
So-
E1 distributing from my label 212 Entertainment, so I'm a label owner.
There you go.
Thank you. And I own my masters, which
wow.
which is really awesome. So this season of my life is about taking on more of the entrepreneurial aspects than just being an artist. I've always been an artist, producer, and I always write my songs. Shout out to Stacey Barth on Kinda Love, who wrote that song with me. But this is new, and it's a lot, but it's something I was trained to do. I went to NYU, School of Recorded Music, Clive Davis, and when I started my professional artist journey, I kind of left that, and I was just an artist. Now it's come back, so I'm excited.
It's a business, and part of that business is also performing. And so,
Yeah.
for you, what fills you the most? Is it writing and singing, or is it performing and getting out there?
Performing. I just watched Bohemian Rhapsody last night, and when he says to the girl, the only other time I feel like this is when I'm on stage. And I was like, Jesus. It's so true. There's nothing like that interaction with a fan. You're giving them everything, but they're giving it right back to you. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have some guest appearances on the album. Do you want to tell us about those and what it was like to collaborate with them?
Yeah, well, there's Rhapsody on Wishing Well, who has a new album coming out August 23rd, I believe, called Eve, that I'm on as well, on a track called Michelle. And she's just always been true and real. Like, throughout all the years, people have changed and they get kind of funny and this and that, but she's always remained herself. And I appreciate her for that. So the track she's on, Wishing Well, really tells a lot of my story of the industry. There's a line, day ones turned into day nones. And then Wale, constant collaborator, he's one of the best, one of the best lyricists, delivery, crazy, and he's always just been so easy to work with.
That song is so good for me.
Thank
so,
you.
Yeah, I've been
Thank
listening to
you.
it on repeat.
Thank you.
So you came up with the term trap jazz.
Yes, I did.
Can you define it to people who, like myself, aren't cool? And do you think it still lives on today?
Yeah, I think there's a big resurgence of jazz in the mainstream, pushing into the mainstream. There's this artist, Baby Rose, who sounds like freaking Sarah Vaughan and Billy, and there's Masego.
I love Masego.
Yeah, that's just to name two, but I just kind of gave it a name because everyone always said my voice was jazzy, but I love hip hop and trap music as well, so yeah.
In 2017, you won a Grammy with Chance the Rapper for his album Coloring Book. What was it like winning the Grammy, working with Chance, and would you ever work with him again?
I've been working with Chance since like 2013, maybe 2014. The vibe in those rooms is always electric. Like, he always works with the same guys, his same tight-knit group. And it's just, of course I would, yeah.
It's amazing.
And I remember when the First Lady of the United States, our First Lady of our hearts always, Michelle Obama.
First lady.
And please, I consider her still the First Lady.
Right.
When she gave you an incredible shout and said Malia was a fan of yours and your album Perfectly Imperfect was in the rotation, what was it like? I can only imagine what it was like hearing Michelle Obama, one of the most historic women probably in American history, give you a shout and say your music was impacting her life in some way. Yeah, speechless, right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I think she said it to Oprah, which is like
no,
it was to
literally just like you can't write it better.
No. The real ones know. It's true. The real ones know. I mean, I just be doing my thing.
Yeah, that's all you gotta say.
That's so amazing. Well, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Elevation is available on all streaming platforms. That's all from us. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same table. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah.